Hello everyone, well we're back after having a week off. I am back recording and uploading, and here we go again. So yes, I've had a bit of a break over the past few days, but today I'm back to the grind, and we've got GavsWeatherVids Sunday Round Up coming up for you with this video, and then from 6 o'clock I shall be live streaming, and we'll check in and see how we're all doing, and that'll be from 6 o'clock. This evening. I'll tell you what's coming up in the live stream at the end of this video, what we're doing for the live stream, so I'll tell you about that at the end of the video. But yeah, I've had a few days off, had a nice rest and recharge the old batteries, so I am now fully rested and raring to go, and the first thing we're going to do, as I say, is going to be GavsWeatherVids Sunday Roundup, and I shall get on that for you very shortly. Just say, because I've been having a break, there's no autumn update today, so I would have had to get the analogs together for that and recorded it sort of last night, and I wanted to be rested right way through to today. So no autumn update this week. The next autumn update will be back will be released on Sunday next week. So, yes, no autumn update. And also, no E70F Measure France and DWD long range update today. That would normally have been around today, I think. But we haven't got that either for you today. I will try and get that done for you in the week. So I'm going to say a big thank you to several people. So I'm going to say, first of all, thank you to Savvy for the 5-day and 7-day forecast that Savvy did for me through this week. So thank you very much to Savvy for your forecasts. They were very, very entertaining forecasts indeed. Everybody seemed to love them on the channel in the comments. So a big thank you to Savvy. I'll have news about what Savvy's going to be doing for us in the live stream later on today, so you'll find out later on what Savvy's going to do from now on. So also, I'm going to say thank you to Richard and to Neil for looking after the comments at GavsWeatherVids. Big thank you to Richard and to Neil for looking after the comment box at GavsWeatherVids in my absence. You've done a great job both for moderating the comments at GavsWeatherVids.com. Big thank you to Savvy and to Paul for moderating the comments at YouTube. I think that's pretty much everybody I've got to shout out. So thank you so much to everybody who has helped me have these days off. It really has been very, very useful for me to have a few days off. You know how tired I got over the past few weeks, so it was definitely I definitely needed to have a break, and without the kindness of all the people who have helped me out over the past few days, I wouldn't have been able to have that break. So a big thank you to all of you. Right, so before we do anything else, I've got some pictures to share with you. So, as I say, we are setting aside the first 5 minutes or so of the Sunday Roundup for your pictures. Just to say that the Sunday Roundup will be ending at the end of August, though. So we haven't got that many more weeks now to go. What is it, around 5-6 weeks, something like that, of Sunday Roundups, and then we will stop the Sunday Roundup. We won't do a Sunday Roundup anymore because we'll be doing winter updates then from Sunday the 6th of September. That's when the first winter update will be released, getting ever closer now. So we won't be doing the Sunday roundups from the beginning of September, and so I will have to find another video to set aside for your weather picture. But I will come up with something, don't worry, I will come up with another video, but we can set aside the first 5-10 minutes or so for all of the weather pics. Right, so this one was sent through by Global Weather Update. It's got plenty of Neo-wise, got plenty of Comet Neo-wise. So this one is of Comet Neo-wise, sent through by Global Weather Update. You can see the comet just there. This one also by Global Weather Updates, again showing Comet Neo-wise in the night sky just there. This one from Savvy showing Neowise as well. Again, you can see the tail of Comet Neowise there. This one is over Colwyn Bay, I think. Again, another one from Savvy showing Comet Neowise. And a gorgeous sunrise over Colwyn Bay as well that Savvy captured while he was out taking pictures of Neowise. This one was posted on the comments to GavsWeatherVids.com by Richard Trott, showing the countryside in Redcar. Richard went out for the day and explored some of his countryside on Thursday, I think. So again, another one from Richard showing the Redcar countryside. This one posted today to the comments at GavsWeatherVids.com by Neil. Our good friend Neil Cutler posted this one. Lovely view in the Midlands. Now this one was shared with me by my good friend Heels 1785. aka Andrew, or Andrew aka Heels 1785. Heels is a good friend of mine on the Jedi Council forum. So you know that I'm a Star Wars fan, and back in the day I used to be on the Jedi Council forums, and I still have friends there. And Heels sent this one to me. Heels is in America. And this is Panis clouds. Panis clouds. I didn't know what sort of clouds this was, but Richard told me what clouds these are. So these are Panis clouds. From United States. I'm not sure where Heels is in the United States. I've got a feeling he's in the south somewhere, but I'm not absolutely certain where Heels is. He might be sort of Florida, that sort of area, but he said this picture was taken very close to him. I don't think he took this, but this was taken just up the road from where he lives. He might be sort of Carolina, that sort of area. He'll have to let me know where he is. But yeah, very, very dramatic looking sky there over in the United States that Heels asked me to share with you. We've got a few from Discord, so of course we have got the GavsWeatherVids Discord server, so if you would like to share your weather pictures with us, you can join our Discord. The link to GavsWeatherVids Discord is in the description at YouTube. Maybe Savvy can share the link when we do the live stream later on today with everybody as well. So this one is from R, showing noctilucent clouds and Neowise in Lithuania. So there we are, we've got noctilucent and also Neowise, Comet Neowise in the same picture. Also, we've got some more here of the noctilucent clouds as well, possibly including Neowise also. This one was shared by Jack99, showing Sutton Bank in North Yorkshire. Very dramatic view there. Look at that. That's a really high up view, isn't it? Looking out over Sutton Bank. This one by a good friend Jeffers Craft Gaming, showing that it's still hot on the Lake Tulloch in California. I don't think Jeffers is going to be seeing any rain until October, so it's just going to be day after day of clear blue skies and baking hot temperatures there in California. This one by Lizzie Lou 21, showing Ride on the Isle of Wight. Very nice looking view there. Nice day when Lizzie Lou took that on the 16th of July. And another one showing a very nice view of the harbour on the Isle of Wight. More noctilucents, I think, from R. That's Savvy's Comet picture that we've already had a look at, of course. This one, so again, we've got a very dramatic looking sunset, I think, this time by R in Lithuania. Again, thank you so much everybody for sharing your pictures. It's absolutely lovely to share your pictures with us, and do join the GavsWeatherVids Discord if you would like to have your pictures featured in videos. Of course, you can share them on the comment box at GavsWeatherVids.com, and also email them to us at GavsWeatherVids.com. Share them with us on social media, and we're always happy to feature your pictures in videos when we get a bit of chance. These again, more sunrise pictures over Colwyn Bay from Savvy. Another one that looks a little bit like Not to Lose Some from R there. And then we've got a nice lunar pic from Savvy as well over Colwyn Bay. And this one from Alpha SP. Now, this was from March. SP saying, I took this back in March. Venus was right above the moon. See if we can zoom in on that a little bit. Let's go in a bit closer to SB's picture. Oh, yeah, you can see it. So there's the moon. There's Venus just above the moon. Thank you so much, SB, for sharing that one with us as well. In fact, thank you to all of you for sharing your weather pictures. It's absolutely great. So as I say, if you'd like to have your pictures featured in videos, then share them on the GavsWeatherVids Discord. Share them in the comment box at GavsWeatherVids.com. Post them on social media, the Facebook and Twitter accounts, or you can email them to us at GavsWeatherVids at gmail.com. And we are very happy to show some of your weather pictures when we get a bit of time. Thank you, everybody, for sharing your pictures for the Sunday Roundup today. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to start off with solar activity. So this is how the solar disk is looking on outside of this today from solarham.net. Have a spotless solar disk, no sunspots at all. So solar activity is therefore at very low levels and is expected to remain at very low levels for the next 3 days. This is GavsWeatherVids solar activity tracker updated by our good friend James Ackrill to the 19th of July, and solar activity is becoming very low once again. Well, it's always been very low, but we did have a little tick up in our trend lines, but they're trending downwards again actually now. The orange line is depicting each individual day's worth of sunspot activity, so we are getting a few days with sunspots, not many of them, and the days when we don't have sunspots are still outnumbering the days when we do. And you can see that from the trend lines, which are the thick green and thick red lines, that is enough to start trending, see the trend lines moving downwards once again. So yes, solar minimum continues. We have been within solar minimum for over a year now, and we remain at solar minimum. We've probably started solar cycle number 25, although we haven't had any formal announcement from NASA yet. But for the time being, solar activity continues, and solar minimum continues, and solar activity is at very, very low levels indeed. Right, where are we on the tabs? There we go. This one also sent through by a good friend Richard Traught. This is showing spotless days and the current spotless stretch. So for 2020 so far, I've had 151 days without any sunspots. That is 75% of the year. The current run without sunspots is 8 days a week. And 2020 compares at 75% of the year so far, compares to 2019, which had 77% of the year, 281 days without any sunspots. So we continue to be at very, very deep solar minimum. We've been saying this in the Sunday Roundup over the past few weeks, a month. Solar minimum goes on, and yes, we continue to be well and truly in solar minimum at the moment. A big thank you to James and to Richard for sending that data through. This is how sea surface temperature anomalies were looking when we did last week's Sunday Roundup before I went off on my break. So here we go. This is from the 10th of July. We have our 3 areas of interest. We've got the ENSO region just here. We've got the Northern Pacific over there, and then we've got the North Atlantic over here. So let's deal with the ENSO region first of all. That's how things are looking in the ENSO region last week. This is the very latest in the ENSO region. So let's compare back. Again, that's last week, that's this week. So possibly we've seen a slight reduction in sea surface temperature anomalies again, especially through the central and eastern part of the actual Pacific Ocean. That's the signature for La Nina, particularly here over in the eastern part of the actual Pacific. We have got the signal for La Nina, but also to some degree moving into more central parts of the actual Pacific Ocean as well. Overall, that looks like a weak La Nina signal. And it is developing as well, so it's continuing to strengthen, I think, quite slowly, but week by week, this is beginning to, or we are still seeing the weak La Nina signal strengthening. So yes, a weak La Nina signal, particularly through the eastern and possibly central part of the equatorial Pacific Ocean. Going further north into the northern Pacific Ocean, again, let's compare to last week and then go through to this week. Very little change up there, particularly in this northeastern corner. It remains pretty warm, especially around there. And then over in the North Atlantic, again, let's see how things look. So that situation last week in the North Atlantic, this is the situation this week. By the way, somebody, I saw somebody message me, I think it's on YouTube, say about using sea surface temperature anomalies at CANSIPs rather than these ones from NOAA. I will have a look at the CANSIP sea surface temperature anomalies when I get a bit of chance and get back to that person. Of course, I've been on my break over the past few days, so I haven't had a chance to have a look, but I will have a look at those sea surface temperature anomaly maps from CANSIPs when I get a bit of time. Right, so in the North Atlantic, again, let's go back to last week. That situation last week, this situation this week. So generally, it just looks like it's warming up in the Northern Atlantic to me. This cooler than average area sea surface temperature anomaly just here is shrinking, and generally it just looks like turning very warm from Newfoundland up towards Greenland. It's also warm in the tropical Atlantic as well, and then it's warm down the eastern seaboard. So we do have a little bit of a cooler than average sea surface temperature anomaly just there, but it's quite weak, and it looks like it's fading out, really. The Atlantic is in a pretty warm state now. At the moment, I think, certainly on these maps anyway, the Atlantic is in a warm state, probably the warmest it's been for quite a few years, and especially so around here, around Greenland, interestingly. That's quite an interesting area to become warm, because when it becomes warmer than average to the south of Greenland, that does very often coincide with an increase in sort of northern blocking. So that's something to keep an eye on over the next few weeks and months, I think. Over in the north, in the Norwegian Sea, up here, also pretty warm up there as well. As I say, the tropics still look pretty warm, and although we haven't seen all that much in the way of tropical storm and hurricane activity lately, I still think the Atlantic sea surface temperature anomalies in the tropics are primed. They're primed and raring to go if the right conditions, atmospheric conditions, set up. So I still think we're going to have quite a big hurricane season in the next few weeks and months. Right, so that's the oceans done. Let's have a look at the SOIs. This is the Southern Oscillation Index. This is just an index that's reflecting the atmospheric state down in the Southern Pacific Ocean. It's measuring air pressures between Darwin and Tahiti, and when the SOI is in its negative phase, then the atmospheric setup is going to be reflective of El Nino. When the SOI is in its positive phase, the atmospheric setup will be reflective of La Nina. This is from Queensland Government. So if we have a look at the latest daily returns, so these two columns here are where we're measuring the air pressures between Darwin and Tahiti, and then we've of course got our SOI number overall just there. So we have quite a bit of positivity of the SOI again. So on the 11th of July we was at plus 13, 12th of July at plus 16, 13th of July at plus 1. Then it went a little bit more negative, 14th, 15th, 16th of July we start getting these negative numbers appearing. 17th goes positive at plus 5, and then the 18th and the 19th probably close to neutral, just ever so slightly negative. The SOI 30-day average has lifted up further. So this is the red line on this chart. So back around the middle part of June, the SOI is down here around -8. Now we're up here we're around +1 perhaps for the SOI. So it's actually around neutral, but you can see that is quite a dramatic lift up really over the past 30 days. The SOI is definitely trending upwards, and that's what you'd expect to see if we are moving into a weak La Nina phase. So it does look as though very gradually, incrementally, we might be seeing the ocean, which is prime for a La Nina, and the atmosphere beginning to hook up, and we may well see this La Nina bedding in over the next few weeks. Right, having a look at Arctic sea ice extent next. So this is from National Snow and Ice Data Centre. We're well into the melt season, of course, for 2020. So the blue line just here is this year's Arctic sea ice extent. You can see that we are well into the melt season. As I say, Arctic sea ice is reducing on a day-by-day basis. Let's see how that compares to our long-term averages. So this is the latest average, 21 to 2011, I should say, to 2019. So we are under the most recent 10-year average for Arctic sea ice extent. We're also well under 2001 to 2010. We are also well under 91 to 2000 and 79 to 1990. Quite a big melt season going on at the moment. Let's get rid of those averages and see how we compare to more recent years. So that's 2019 just there. So we're a little bit under 2019. Now let's get rid of that and have a look at 2018. So we're quite a bit under 2018 for this year's melt season as well. That's 2017, quite a bit under 2017 also. 2016, we're under that as well. 2015, we're under 2015 for our melt season, and 2014 as well. 2013, yes, we're under that. And then missing the death spiral year, 2012. We're a little bit under 2012 as well now. So red dash line is 2012. That's this year, 2020. So at the moment, we are at our lowest sort of Arctic sea ice extent that we have been, actually, for this point of the year. Of course, we are still a long way short of the true minimum for this Arctic sea ice melt season. That will happen around here in early September. And I still think what will probably happen in the end, we may have a death spiral, of course. We may see this year going under 2012 or doing something like that. But I think what's most likely to happen is that at some point we'll start to see this blue line pulling up short of 2012. We do something a bit like that. It won't look completely like that, but you get the idea. But we'll probably pull up short of death spiral in the end. But at the moment, yes, a very big melt season is currently taking place, and that's probably coinciding with northern blocking to some degree as well. It's probably coinciding with these warm sea surface temperature anomalies that we have, particularly in this sort of area where it's very warm up here. That's probably producing quite a bit of melting around Greenland and that area. I'm guessing with that. I don't know for sure. I haven't looked up data, so I'm guessing with that. But when the sea surface temperature anomalies are as warm as that around Greenland and within the northern latitudes, it does tend to in the summer. It does tend to coincide with quite big melt seasons, and also it tends to coincide with northern blocking as well. So we should continue to monitor that. Right, QBO. Next is quasi-biennial oscillation from NASA. So, of course, the QBO causing us to have all sorts of questions and scratching our head about what's going on. Been doing a lot about this over the past few Sunday Round Up, so I won't go into this in too much detail, but you know what we're looking at here. So this is like the easterly phase QBO just there. That's the westerly phase QBO just here. This is top of the atmosphere, in the stratosphere at 10 HPA. That's down on the floor where we are. So, of course, we should have gone into the easterly QBO. This blue-green area just here should have descended like that through the depths of the atmosphere, just as it did 2017-18. What's actually happened is that the westerly QBO has refused to die. The westerly QBO just won't go. We very nearly got rid of it just there, didn't we? We very, very nearly got rid of it, like through the first months of the year, but then over the past couple of months, the QBO, westerly QBO I should say, has actually strengthened in the troposphere. So the troposphere is like 30 to 50 HPA just there. Westerly QBO has actually strengthened over the past couple of months. Let's zoom in and see how things are looking with the very latest. So the very latest looks like that. You can see Wesley QBO at the top of the stratosphere up here. That's not particularly uncommon. Remember, we should now be well into the ECQBO. So by this point, within a sort of strengthening ECQBO, we will probably be expecting to see the first signs of an next Wesley QBO right at the very top of the axiomal stratosphere. What's happening just here that's quite unusual? That's where Wesley QBO from the last Wesley QBO continues. So this is like a continuation of the previous Wesley QBO from 2018 to 19. Still a little bit of ECQBO left just here. So it is a real mess. I don't think we're either within a Wesley or an ECQBO, really. Although we have got Wesley QBO in the troposphere, but it's very weak. And we still continue to wait it out and see which way this is going to go. Could this sort of greeny area just here, could that be the signs of the ECQBO begin to come back and start to push down into the troposphere? Very, very difficult to say where this is going. So yes, it's going to cause all sorts of problems, this, if it doesn't resolve itself. When we're getting to winter updates, because the QBO is primarily a driver for the winter. With an ECQBO, you increase the chance of a cold northern European winter. When you're in a Wesley QBO, you increase the chance of a mild northern European winter. So this is going to be particularly important when we get into the winter update season. And if this isn't resolved by the time we get through to the winter update season, this is going to cause all sorts of problems. It will cause it will cause all sorts of scratching of heads and headaches for the winter update. So hopefully this will resolve itself one way or another by September. But for the moment, it remains very, very confused. Arctic oscillation observer forecast looks like this. So black line shows where we've been with the AO, red lines of the AO, GFS ensembles forecasting the AO to go. Remember, it's just an index that's reflecting the atmospheric state. So when the Arctic oscillation is positive, we'll have low pressure over the Arctic and over North Pole. When the AO is negative, we'll have high pressure, have blocking over the Arctic and over North Pole. Now we see that at the moment we are in a negative AO. It's only weakly negative, but the AO is definitely on the negative side. It's going to try and get itself up to neutral in around a week's time, and then probably fall back negative again as we move into the beginning of August, probably. Overall, it does look as though we have entered a weekly negative phase of the Arctic oscillation. Of course, this is coinciding, let's go back to it, this is coinciding with this big Arctic-sized melt season that we've currently got, and it is also coinciding, that's wrong, well, it's coinciding with these warm and average sea surface temperature anomalies that we've got within the northern latitude. So putting it all together, I think this is telling us that we have got quite appreciable levels of northern blocking at the moment in some parts of the Arctic. The NAO has also moved into a negative phase. So again, the black line shows where we've been with the NAO. Red lines at the end where GFS ensembles are forecasting the NAO to go. So you can see that at the moment the NAO is also in weekly negative territory. The NAO is also going to try and get itself up to neutral in the next week before falling back to perhaps strongly negative. Could be seeing the size of the NAO going strongly negative for like the end of July and into the beginning of August. If that happens, then that could be a sign that the weather is going to deteriorate for the end of July and early August. I'm not going to say anything about GavsWeatherVids summer forecast yet, other than the summer forecast is in big trouble. And I'll probably say more about it during our live stream this afternoon. But the GavsWeatherVids summer forecast is now in very big trouble indeed. Particularly with both of these indexes moving into their negative phases. Right, let's do a bit of forecasting. We're going to have a look at the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. So next couple of weeks we're at London at Old West Central today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average. And we're starting off very close to average at the moment. We're going to see the temperature dropping below average over the next few days. Then generally just staying quite cool, really close to average, a little bit under par as we move into the closing days of July. And there's no sign of anything particularly warm, perhaps a little bit of a warm up there through the opening days of August, maybe, but But to be honest, it looks very flimsy, and generally it looks like things are pretty cool there. Average to cool anyway for the next week or two. Precipitation wise, quite a bit of dry weather coming up over the next few days. Perhaps going more unsettled late July and into early August. We could be seeing signs of the weather becoming even more unsettled, I'm afraid, as we move into the start of August. Temperature anomalies from the 19th to 27th of July, slightly cooler than average for the UK and most parts of Northern Europe too. Precipitation anomalies from the 19th to 27th of July, near normal, a little bit wetter than average Scotland, perhaps a little bit drier than average for south and southwest. This is how the UK Met is looking for Wednesday. A little bit of a ridge of high pressure building up from the southwest on Wednesday, so quite a bit of dry weather midweek, although probably a bit showery up in the north. Thursday, trough of low pressures coming into the north. That will bring showers or longer spells of rain from Wednesday to Thursday into the north. Still a bit of a ridge down in the south. By Friday, we all go into a trough of low pressure, so the shower risk increases into the second half of the week. And by the time we get through to Saturday, 25th of July, as far as we can go with the UK Met, 144 hours, we're under a trough of low pressure, looking quite showery. This is how the GFS is looking. Actually, we need to change that over to the midnight run. Excuse me once again. So, this is how the midnight run of the GFS is looking for Wednesday. And we've got a ridge of high pressure across England and Wales. That brings quite a bit of dry weather with it, but a showery trough is moving into the north. Now I'm going to have to do this by hand, aren't I? So, Thursday, we've got a trough of low pressure into the north. That brings showery conditions for more northern parts of the country. England and Wales probably still having some influence from that ridge. By Friday, we've all gone under the showery trough. So, yes, the shower risk is increasing through the second half of the week. Saturday, a little bit of a transient ridge in the south. That could bring a dry day to the south on Saturday. Looking a little bit more unsettled, though, up in the north. Sunday, low pressure then starts to move in. So this is Saturday to Sunday, low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. This is Sunday, 26th of July, a week away. That's been showers, if not longer spells of rain with it too. And by the time we get through to Monday, 27th of July, we're just under an area of low pressure. This isn't just a trough. This is an area of low pressure that we are under, in showers or longer spells of rain, and looking quite cool and unsettled as well. And these cool showery conditions continue up to day 10, which today is Wednesday, the 29th of July. Yes, it is a case of showers or longer spells of rain. And further low pressure moving through there as we move into the closing days of July. It's not settling. You remember with the summer forecast, we are looking for the Azores high to make a move in the final week to 10 days of July. There's not much sign of it. This is the 31st of July. We've still got low pressure rolling in from off the Atlantic. And these unsettled conditions go on into early August as well with the midnight run of the GFS. So it looks like things could get even more unsettled actually as we move into the last days of July, the opening days of August, which is not what we're looking for the summer forecast. GM, again, we're under a ridge of high pressure on Wednesday, lots of dry weather, and as we go through Thursday and Friday, it turns increasingly showery into the weekend. Again, showers or longer spells of rain coming through with these areas of low pressure and cool and unsettled, moving up to day 10, Wednesday 29th of July. Again, perhaps a little bit of a transient bump there, but the next low is out in the Atlantic. I don't think we'll have to wait very long for more spells of rain. And then finally, the ECMWF, again, we've got the ridge building up from the southwest on Wednesday. Looks mainly dry midweek, but through the second half of the week turning increasingly showery, particularly so for the north. Low pressure comes in off the Atlantic over the weekend. That brings more persistent spells of rain probably at the weekend, and then moving into the following week. Just looks rather unsettled. We do have a go there on Tuesday 28th of July, building up a little bit of a ridge and pulling up some warmer air from the south, but it doesn't come to anything at all. Low pressure just rolls in off the Atlantic and brings further spells of rain too. We can't see how that ECM operation run sits within the ECM ensembles because they're not updated at the Icelandic Met Office yet. We'll have a look at those in our live stream at 6 o'clock. CFS-V2 data finally, so these are 500 millibar heights broken down to week periods. The first week period takes from 19th, 25th of July. The coming week has above average heights out to the west and below average heights to our east and northeast. Winds are in from a northwesterly direction. Looks cool and looks showery really in the week ahead. Week 2 is the 26th of July to 1st of August. Above average heights down to the southwest, below average heights out to the northwest. Winds are in from a westerly direction. So most unsettled in the north, about driest in the south. All areas probably a little bit on the cool side. Week 3 is going to be the 2nd to the 8th of August. Above average heights then sitting to our east. That could be starting to pull up some warmer air from the south, actually. That could be starting to pull up some warmer air from the south to southwest. And maybe a bit drier for the south and the east too. And then week 4 is the 9th to the 15th of August. High pressure then setting up somewhere close to Norway. Low pressure to our south over Spain. Looks a bit of a strange pattern. We're probably bringing in easterly winds. Could be quite warm, but also might be thundery. Might be bringing up some thunder from the south. This hour CFS-V2 is forecasting August overall at the moment today. So it's actually developing a Scandinavian high at the moment on this particular CFS month head forecast. It's developing a Scandinavian high and it's turning winds into the east. Which for August can be quite warm, but we also have low pressure out to the west. And of course, if that low pressure there starts to undercut the Scandinavian high, then we could go into an unsettled spell. So one of those that's bitten in between could either be quite settled and warm, or could be quite cool and unsettled. No particular signal from the CFS for temperature anomalies for August at the moment. Precipitation-wise, actually I see some temperature anomalies, so better get rid of that so we can rectify that. This is the precipitation. Yeah, this looks more like it. So precipitation-wise, again, no particular signal for August. So quite a weak signal for temperature precipitation for August. Does look as though the CFS is trying to build up a Scandinavian high though. Finally, it's Subscribe Sunday. So if you aren't yet subscribed to the GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel, please can you subscribe. Click like on the videos, give us a thumbs up, let us know that you're enjoying the videos. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget to tell your friends. And that's absolutely great. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, so we're back in business. That is your first Sunday Roundup, your first video actually of the week. So the last video I did was Sunday Roundup last week, and there we go. We're off and running with the vids once again. I'll be back later on with the live stream from 6 o'clock. So the live stream this week, I want to look at Beijing Climate Centre winter 2020-21 this week, but unfortunately they haven't updated, so they're keeping us waiting this month. However, we will have a look at CFS-V2 for the winter of 2020-21. There's always something to look at with the CFS. So have a look at CFS for winter 2020-21 in our live stream. We'll also have a look at 12Z, some 12Z data, have a look at the ECM ensembles, and we'll just generally check in, have a laugh, see how we're all doing. And that's going to be coming up from 6 o'clock. So come back at 6 for our live stream. But for Sunday Roundup, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.